Hey everybody, Joe Haygood here, aka mclazyj. We are back, and I am testing my equipment to record in this car for my drive home. I am not going to record a blog for the entire drive home because, well, that would be crazy. Because my entire drive home is like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Sorry about this post here. I'll have to try to move it. I was trying to sit it centered on my dash, but it's not great. At some point, I'll just have to move that over. But I don't want it to be to a point where somebody could be like, hey, have the CHP roll up on me and say, hey, you have an illegally mounted device on your window. But that being said, I didn't have too much to talk about. Like I said, primarily this is a test of this mount as well in the car. It does seem to work pretty well. I found this thing on TikTok, and I guess I should try to find it and post a link. I don't know if it's, TikTok stores are so weird. But, it's worked and it's done what it's supposed to. It's not an overly complex device. Suction cup mount. Uses a vacuum seal to kind of keep the mount, nice and tight. But I did want to talk about the fact, we are at 19 days until we board a ship, 17 until we fly off. I have 12 working days, which I think I might have mentioned this morning in my other vlog that I posted, to get a bunch of stuff done. And I have to admit, it's been very chaotic and hectic trying to get stuff done. Just a lot of last little, nagging steps with this upgrade. Like, for instance, I found out that I have a handful of devices that still want to see WINS. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought WINS had died years ago. But apparently, if you have devices out there like some old routers or things like that, which every IT guy will tell you that you occasionally have some sort of piece of obsolete tech that's there because you have some device that's required on it, right? And I had some issues with some wireless points I had. They're not old either. They're not old. But I had some wireless points that I had in the office, and people could connect to them, but then they wouldn't get an IP address. And I was looking at my IP scopes because I had just activated my IP scopes and deactivated the old ones. I knew the first day or two might be chaotic because I should have turned them off or activated and deactivated on Friday. I didn't, but anyways, the point is that I had this issue where I had a handful of devices that no matter what I did, and here's the thing, wired and wireless too. Most of them were wireless devices that were trying to connect to these two wireless points. And then one was, I had a postage meter that we've had for a while, but it's relatively new, it uses Android, and I have it actually wired. And no matter what I did, just wouldn't connect, wouldn't pick up an IP address. So this morning I had enabled WINS, installed the WINS server, installed the WINS plugin. Or actually, all you do is just say, hey, if WINS needs help, talk to these computers, right? So you put the IP addresses in there, and literally 20 minutes later, everything was working fine. So I'm guessing what's weird is the one thing I think is an Amazon or it's an Android tablet. I'm why would that ever want to see WINS? That could just be coincidence. But either way, it's all working. But I digress. It's tough because I'm trying to get this this upgrade finalized. I have this website upgrade that we're working on. I don't know if I'll have that done before I leave. I'd rather have that one wait until I get back and finish it. The server stuff I'd like to have done. But it's just it has been a little more We have extra software this time that's making it a little more complicated. So most of that stuff is done now, but I've got my like third-party verification software that I have to point to the right places and verify in the right way, especially because of VPN stuff. So I have to do some updates on our router and things like that. It's just, there's a lot of little things left over. Anything is major. It's just like a lot of stupid. Anyways, neither here nor there. Good thing is, I should have it done by the time I leave. It's just been it's been invading a lot of my personal time. Like this weekend, I was working Friday on my flex day. I worked a lot on Saturday, which was my day, obviously the weekend. And I worked part of Sunday, pushing new patch updates and whatnot. So if you're an IT guy, you know, shit just happens all the time. But it is one of those things where I've had to do a few weekends in a row now for the last month. And man, I'm just burned. I am ready to be on vacation, and I am so looking forward to this vacation. I am so looking forward to being on a boat. I'm so excited to be in Miami, and I'm at the point now where I might make that trip over to Dolphin Stadium just to be able to look at it, take some pictures, and be like, damn, there it is, Hard Rock Stadium. We're gonna suck again this year, but you know, I'm really excited for it. I'm really amped up for it. It's, you know, my workout schedule's been a little off for the last couple weeks. So I started trying to get reset last week, but I was just so exhausted. For most of the week, I was just exhausted. Like, I don't know if it was just a time change hitting me, but there was just like all these things just were like getting me, and I was like, fuck, I felt so run down for like a span of like 3 or 4 days. I was literally falling asleep on the couch, like at 7 o'clock at night. I was just starting to knock out on the couch. And I was having a hard time streaming. I skipped one of the most rare things I ever skip when it comes to streaming is our Dead by Daylight sessions, because it's like, hey, it's a group event. I was out. I literally had a hard time texting on my phone. I was so tired to tell people like, hey, I am out. But, you know, it is, oh, this guy, damn. You get these people, I'm going on an off-ramp, and somebody just decided, like, they wait till the last minute and then want to get over, and it's like, well, thanks, guys. I am going to try to get reset. My wife's trying to get reset as well for this, like, last push. You know, we've got God damn it, here's a guy riding a bike across on my green light. Because he's like, I should have the right of way. And, yeah, it's been tough trying to keep that schedule with the workouts. The sad thing is I like doing my workouts. And I think my wife, to some degree, likes doing the workouts, too. There is something positive when you feel like, oh, yeah, that's new muscles. That's great. Or the scale goes down. Sometimes the scale goes up. But I also think that's also fat turning into muscle. Muscle is a little more dense than the fat. But, you know, that could also be an old wives' tale for all I know. I'm also really frustrated right now. I'm also very frustrated right now with this company's stateroom statements. I am starting to really get a little irritated. So we bought a custom magnet, or ordered a custom magnet, I should say. Paid for it. I sent the picture literally 10 minutes after I finished the order. Was like, hey, just want to, you know, sent this over, said, hey, I just bought this. Here's my order number. It's just this little circular magnet, about 6 inches. Just has our picture. We went and actually dressed up and took pictures on our balcony for it and everything. And we got. Excuse me. I went and I got all that stuff done. We took a nice picture, sent it, color coded it, all that kind of stuff. I send it over, and a week goes by. Nothing. I don't hear a thing. Now they say in their guides, like in their FAQs, like, normally it takes like maybe a week and a half, right? But that's to receive the product from when you order it to when you receive it. So I ordered it on a Sunday, and by Friday night, I still hadn't gotten a single email like, hey, like, here's a proof of what your magnet's going to look like. Does this look okay? Do you want to use a different picture? Because they're supposed to be like, hey, this is how it's going to look before they print it. Because once they print it, it's like, hey, it's a customized thing. You're done. So I went and I sent them an email. Didn't hear anything. I tried to hit them up on their, they have like an automated chat that'll relay you to a real person. I did that on Saturday around like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Never heard anything back. I finally send them a message to via Instagram, and I finally get something back like, hey, sorry we missed this. We're sorry. We're working on we'll get you the proof for later this day. I'm like, all right. A little frustrating, but hey, at least they're working on it, right? Comes the end of the day, have everything. Now, I'm of the opinion, all right, you know what? It's Sunday. Let's give them until Monday and see what happens. So I can tell you, at least as of 3 or 4 hours ago, I still hadn't heard anything through any communication channel. I haven't got an email of the proof. Nothing came through on Instagram. Nothing came through on like a chat, with them. Nothing. It's just really frustrating because it's like, I didn't spend like a ton of money. I spent, $16-17 on this little magnet. But it was kind of like the centerpiece to how we were going to decorate our door. It's like, hey, we want to have this really nice picture. It's going to be it's a magnet. It says our first time cruise, and it has all this stuff, and it's us, and it looks cool. And I'm of the opinion now that it may not get here. I don't even know if it's ever going to get made. I don't know if anybody else out there has used stateroom statements. I know that a channel I watch, Travel Spree, hello Fane and Laura. They're great, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, check out their channel. I'll try to put a link down here somewhere, either up here or down in the text below in the body. They're great, and they used it, and they actually had a discount code. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to use this discount code, and I'm going to see what's up, right? Because I would like to get one of these nice magnets for our door. I think it'll be really nice. It'll kind of really be cool. It's our first cruise after all. And that way we can just order one with each cruise that we go on. We can order another one for each additional cruise. But yeah, I haven't heard anything. And I know they've used them for a lot of things, but I'm really kind of upset. I went to them based on their recommendations. I'm not upset at them per se. Maybe something's changed over the years and the company's not the same. Maybe it could just be, hey, I'm that one, out of 100 that has everything goes wrong with their order. It does happen. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say, no, that's bullshit. It does happen. From time to time, you just get you just happen to pull that bad straw where everything goes wrong. But yeah, it just upset me because I really wanted to have this magnet for me and my wife. And I know people are going to be like, hey, man, it's kind of trivial. I'm like, I get it. It's not a huge thing to some people. But I'm going to say I take umbrage with that because, SAT word, I take umbrage with that because we took the time out of our day to get dressed up, to get the right lighting, to take multiple pictures, to have a good time with this. I even went so far as to do all the cropping for them. I put it into I did a circle cutout for them. So like, hey, everything should fit. This is going to be awesome, right? So I'm just bummed that right now it's I feel like I should be getting better service from the company. And I know, look, it's like, I know it's $16, and a lot of people are going to be like, hey man, it's $16. You're getting a little too bent. I don't think I am. You know, we wanted this to be like a neat centerpiece to our door when we set up our magnets. I have like a whole whiteboard that I want to do surveys with. And just, you know, we have other stickers we're going to put out there. And I'm just really kind of sad that, you know, it's not going to be the same. You know, it's not going to be the same. So my hope is that, hey, minor setback, everything will get back on track today. I'll get home. Maybe there's a message already. That would be awesome. But hey, I'm going to call somebody out. If they promise you a service and then they don't provide it, yeah, I'm going to call them out on it. I think that's fair. I don't think anybody is going to have shade on that one because, you know, especially when you see other people that have used the service and it's worked well, it's worked perfect, and everybody's all happy about it. It's like, here I am like, well, fuck, what did I do, man? Who did I piss off? So let's hope it comes. Hope, you know, everybody can cross their fingers with me and it everything works out and we get it, you know. And maybe I needed to order it earlier, but I went by their timeline and, you know, I procrastinated a little bit. I'll be the first to admit that. But according to their timeline, it should work out and I should be getting it in plenty of time. I should theoretically have it in my hands this week, according to their timeline. Problem is, it hasn't even been made yet. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping everything goes well. I'm not expecting much though. They've kind of broken my trust a little bit with this. So let's see what else we got. But yeah, it's getting close. We're excited. You know, we're in that mode now. Like my wife was saying last night, she was like really tired, and she's just like, God, why isn't it here? I said the same thing on Friday. I was like, man, I need it to be vacation o'clock already. I need this to be April 3rd. And I am on my way to drop off the cat and then on my way to the airport. That's what I need right now. So, also, I don't know if anybody has any tips on getting cool upgrades from American for free. I don't think that's going to necessarily be a thing. I missed out on my gold status. It wouldn't have mattered because gold status resets on the 1st. I had like 5,000 loyalty points away from having my gold status. I obviously will not have my gold status by the time I go to get on this plane. So I think I did pay for main cabin regular. I didn't do the main cabin economy. So, you know, we have an assigned seat. I think we're in a better boarding group. I think it's like 5, which I don't know. I don't understand the boarding groups on American. Hell, I don't even understand the boarding groups on Southwest now. I was just used to paying for early bird and getting an APE ticket and getting the seat I wanted. But that's another thing. I'm really upset about that bags change. You know, one of the things that made Southwest a nice thing to look at was like, you got 2 bags free. That was awesome. That was a huge deal. If they would have flown to Japan, I would have flown on Southwest to Japan. But they don't. So, it's just kind of, it's a bummer. But I think overall, we're going to have a good trip. We just got to get to it. That's the biggest thing right now. When you get down to this short period, and like I said, it's less than 3 weeks away. 12 working days. I got 5 days. Well, now I've knocked one out. I'm down to 11 working days. 4 the rest of the week. 4 next week. 3 the following week. So, I'm down to 11 working days. And but it's like you just have that anticipation, that angst, that fuck, I want to get there, and you just have to wait. And when it's that old adage, when you start clock watching, everything takes longer. Everything takes longer. When you start clock watching, everything takes longer, and that's what you do. You're sitting there all right, man, let's look at it today. 16 days. It's 17 days. 16 days. And you do that. You instinctively look at it every day because you want to see that number go down. But at the same time, you're like, oh my God, it's going to be the longest, 19 days ever. So, anyways, I should also say, I am a little worried about our red-eye flight. I've never really done a red-eye flight as an adult. I'm pretty sure we've done red-eyes as a kid when we flew to England and flew to Europe when my dad was in the military, and we would fly to follow him over there. I'm almost positive every time we took off, it was nighttime. We took off and it was nighttime. So there was that. But I've never done it. My wife's obviously never done it. And I have these notions in my brain of oh man, let's hope that we can get some sleep. I have these grandiose plans of look, it's a 5-hour flight. I need 4 hours of sleep. Maybe I can just try, and maybe I'll get lucky and I can get 4 hours of sleep. My wife's online, she's looking for neck pillows and all this stuff, trying to find ways to get a better, get better sleep on an airplane. Looking into hey, should we get eye masks? Should we do this? Should we do that? I don't know. I'm of the opinion, look, you just have to take a risk. I'm going to hope I can sleep. My fear is that we're going to be so exhausted that we will not be able to enjoy any of Miami come 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm hoping I'm wrong. And like I said, I personally am going to try to time shift myself that week by going to bed at early and then getting up early, even though it might means I'm going to probably get to work early each day. I'm okay with that. Now I could get up and just sit in the living room for an extra 25, 30 minutes, whatever, and that would be fine. But I want to hope that I can get to sleep on this plane, that I will be able to have a good rest and come off the flight, rested. I don't know if I'm going to get great sleep, but if I can come off getting rested enough, I'll make do. I'll make do. I can work on it with adrenaline. And if it means I'm crashing in bed by 9:30 at night, that's okay. I'm okay with crashing at 9:30 at night. As long as I can get up the next morning super early, that's okay. I know we can't get on the ship until 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that. But I hope that we can, get on earlier. We'll just have to see how it goes, But yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready. If anybody has any tips for a red-eye flight, like I said, I'm open to hearing anything and everything because I just don't know. I've never done it, like I said, since I was a kid. And yeah, I'm not sure. We're in economy, I thought about opting for extra leg room, paying an extra, $50. Getting in a more legroom seat, but I don't know if it's really going to do any different, really, to be honest. I mean, it would be nice, but I don't think it's going to help us any. So I'm just going to, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to hope that I can get some sleep. And we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. So, but yeah, I'm open to tips and tricks. And I know some people are probably going to say drugs. It's like, well, I'm trying not to do that because when I take the drugs that I would normally take for flying, you end up in a stupor, like fugue state, very groggy, very out of it, and it just ruins that whole day. It's like when I take Benadryl. The next day, I feel like I've got, a fog in my head, and I'm not as functional as I need to be. And I want to enjoy my day in Miami. So, anywho's, I think that'll do it for us. So, yep, it's coming. It's coming fast. I'm ready. My wife even bought a new camera. She got the, ActiveX 2 V2 Pro, or Insta Pro. Active A2 Pro or Active 2 Pro. It kind of looks like a GoPro, kind of looks like my Osmo 4. But the nice thing about hers is, number one, it comes with a muffler on the mic for the camera, so you can have it muffled or unmuffed, which is really cool. But the bigger thing it has, and God knows, I would love it if, like, the Osmo, Action 6, I don't think it even does it on the 5, but the Action 6 had an enhanced night mode. Because the one thing that camera is the greatest camera I have ever used, that Osmo Action 4. No, I'm not filming on it because I can't mount it in the car the way I want. I mean, I guess I could over here, but, point I was going to get with that is I am really excited about seeing this. I've seen some of this night mode in action. It looks really good. Like, the lighting is much better than if you were using my Osmo in like a low light situation, which just basically people just start showing up like literally black, almost just blacked out. You take that thing outdoors, man, and it's gorgeous. Films everything gorgeously. But yeah, even when you try to add like an external lighting source and whatnot, unless you're using like a full like tinted light setup. So I'm curious to see how that works, but I think she's getting in the spirit. We're going to try to do a bunch of vlogging together, I hope, and just have a good time with this cruise. We're going to step out of our comfort zone. Me, maybe not as much. My wife, actually, quite a bit. She wants to be a little more, I think, extroverted on this cruise. I could be wrong, but she's trying to step out of her comfort zone with like swimsuits and with clothing options and heels and all this stuff, makeup. Just trying to enjoy everything that Virgin Voyages is offering to us for this cruise, and trying to enjoy all these sites. And we're just trying to step out and try different things, try new things, and some of it we probably won't like. Like, I'm excited and dreading octopus. I'm excited and dreading crickets. But I'm going to order the It's Just Crickets drink, and I'm going to order the Spanish octopus, and I'm going to try it. And there's a good chance I won't like it, but I'm going to at least try it. And I'm hoping I can tell them, like, can you just give me one tentacle, because I don't want to waste food. So one thing, that's the other thing, just so you know, I don't want to waste food. I know my limitations when it comes to food. I don't want to waste. I see some of these people that order like 17 entrees on this boat, and they go to the galley and order like 20 different things and then take one bite of each. I don't want to be that guy. I don't think my wife wants to be that gal either. So, we're looking at it from a standpoint of, hey, don't expect to see me have like a plate of 20 different things and then taking one bite and then throwing a shit ton of it away. I don't want to be that wasteful person. So if you see me at dinner and I'm ordering like a very small amount, it's not that I don't want you guys to see content of all this other stuff. I'm just trying to be mindful. I really am. I'm sensitive to trying to not waste food if I don't have to. I've tried to get better about that as I've gotten older. I see enough of the world now to know that there are a lot of people out there that would be so thankful for that food that you're just throwing away in the trash. And I know some people will be like, hey, I paid for this cruise, I can do what I want. And you're right. I'm not going to say, shame on you. But, for me, I feel better not wasting food. So I will be ordering at all these different places, and we will be filming it. And my wife will be ordering, I'll be ordering. But we're going to be ordering in our means. So don't expect us to be plowing through like a hometown buffet, with a plate piled up, 2 feet, or like a Vegas buffet plate piled up 2 feet in the air, trying to get our money back. Like, this is where we get the payback for all the money we lost. We're going to just eat our weight in the buffet. No. I'll eat good, but I'm not going to try to force feed myself tons of food. Or worse, order it and then eat like 2-3 bites and then be like, no, I'm stuffed, can't eat anymore, just throw it away. It's like, oh man, it's so wasteful. It is. It's just so wasteful. Content creators, if you're out there and you're on cruises, don't order more food than you can eat. You're on that cruise for multiple days. Try different foods on different days. That's how you can do it. I understand that sometimes you might have a main dining room or a place that serves a dish on one day out of the cruise, but, plan accordingly. Don't waste food. It's gross. But I think that's going to do it for me because my light's now behind me. So one good thing about my drive, I'm always driving the opposite direction of the sun, both in the morning and in the evening. Unless I come down the 71 freeway the whole way. Then it kind of comes in diagonally from my right. This was way longer than I expected it to be, but like I said, I wanted to test this mount. Been using this for 33 plus minutes. It hasn't come off the window yet. That's really cool. So hopefully you have some responses to some of the queries I put up here, and we will see you later. Talk to you then. Bye.